Hey everybody, it's Mike Sullivan with Building Better Communities. Today we have a really cool guest. His name is Patrick Armijo, and he's in beautiful California. Patrick, thank you for making time for us today, man.
Well, hi, Mike. It's a pleasure to meet with you and be on your podcast. I'm really thrilled to tell you about what we do over here at Delta Synergetics and the projects that we work on and so on and so forth. I mean, my partners are second to none. We all work together at the Santa Clara Valley Transportation Authority up in San Jose. We call it the VTA for short, and so we came together and started this Delta Synergetics project here.
Very cool. I love it. What's your favorite thing that just about what you do? What gets you out of bed and excited to do what you do?
Well, a lot of things. Working on innovative projects that have to do with either railroad crossing safety or traffic signal operations. As an example, I'm working on a project in Palo Alto, California right now, and for Caltrain and the city of Palo Alto. And one of the technologies that is actually being used at this on this project is a LiDAR system by Herzog, and I believe it's called Rail Safety. Uh, but they use a LiDAR system which will detect any intrusions on the track.
Mm.
And the Caltrain, oh, their speed is like 79 miles an hour. This system will actually, it's the only system out there that will actually communicate with the positive train control.
Mm.
And if there's an intrusion on the tracks, whether it's a vehicle or pedestrians, this thing will actually has the ability to shut the train down before it gets to the crossing.
Oh, that's cool. So if it's even someone on a bicycle or a kid crossing to
That's
get home
right.
from school or any, wow, that's cool. That's really cool.
And so I feel really privileged to be able to work on a crossing that's going to have this system. I want to learn more about it.
Yeah.
I haven't really talked to these Herzog guys yet.
Yeah.
My involvement has been doing the railroad preemption timing and looking at the traffic signal phasing and operation.
Mm.
So
That's cool.
we're we've done another project over there in Palo Alto. This is the second one, and we have more coming up
Mm.
involving installing quad gates and whatnot. So it's that's BKF engineering,
That is so
and I would
cool.
give a shout out to BKF for Jason Yee is the
Mm.
project manager.
That's
So,
awesome. Yeah,
oh yeah,
that's so cool. I love that because I'm thinking if it's a little kid walking home, or if it's a mom taking or bringing her kids home from school or to school, and the car gets stuck on the tracks. I mean, I remember in Chicago going to school over railroad tracks, and we were in a big station wagon. And if it died, it'd be nice that the train would stop. So
oh yeah,
that's
yeah.
amazing. I love that.
So that Herzog system is called Rail Sentry,
Rail Sentry.
and it's worth looking it up on YouTube.
Yeah,
See what
very
it's all
cool.
about.
That's cool. And you know what is so that's you said many things you get you excited to do what you do. What are maybe one of the things that you don't like doing? When you're like, man, I don't want to do
Oh,
this.
well, I do some expert witness
Mm.
testimony,
Mm-hmm.
and unfortunately, I can't talk specifically about
Mm-hmm.
cases, but I'm working on a particular case right now where multiple fatalities occurred
Mm.
at a traffic signal
Yeah, horrible.
that is basically a diamond interchange operation,
Mm.
and these traffic signals are 148 feet apart,
Mm.
and the interconnect between the two signals was not operational, and these people were on the city street and trying to proceed through both intersections. They were at the first intersection, got a green light. They were trying to proceed through the next one, and so this guy was doing 80 miles an hour
Mm.
on the major roadway and hit these people, and
Mm.
uh, and the signals needed to be synchronized, but they weren't.
Mm.
Um, the interconnect between them had been broken for 13 to 15 years.
Wow.
Um, and I understand that the cable was there, that the maintenance people involved just did not hook it up.
Mm. And
And so we didn't need to actually have traffic signal coordination. We could have actually done peer-to-peer
mm,
uh, detection programming there, which would
mm,
have synced up the signals.
mm.
And there's a railroad crossing at one of the intersections also. So tragic. And
Yeah,
so
that's horrible.
it upsets me that uh, some maintenance people don't take their uh, jobs seriously enough. And
Mm,
then when a tragedy happens, they try and say, well, it wasn't our fault.
mm.
These two signals were operating independently. So the person should have just gone by what the second traffic light said.
Mm,
And she had a red light. She should have stopped.
mm.
So it's tragic. So
That
that
is
really
horrible.
hurts me.
Yeah,
You know, I take it almost personally when I
yeah,
see negligence like that,
yeah.
because I've been a traffic signal manager uh, for the city of Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada, and it's not standard operating procedure to let something like that go for
Mhm.
no
Especially
more
so
than a
long.
couple of days, even, you
Yeah,
know.
much less 13 years.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah,
that's
that
that's the
sucks.
that's the least favorite part.
Yeah.
And other things, cases that I've worked on where I see the pictures of the carnage.
Mm,
It's not pretty to look at,
mm,
um, especially when there's children involved. And I mean, it really brings home the importance of public safety
yeah,
and how we all need to be diligent in our jobs. If
absolutely.
you're involved with traffic signal operations,
What
whether
would,
you're on the maintenance side or the
yeah.
engineering side.
What would you say, this is off the cuff, but I think it's so apropos. What would you say to someone that was saying, well, safety is important, but we only do what is required? And I heard that the other day, and that really kind of was hard
Well,
to
that hits
hear.
home too. That
Yeah,
hits home too, because that shows that that person is only in that position for a paycheck.
yeah.
You know, any um, I'm passionate about what I do,
Mm-hmm.
and most of the people that I deal with personally uh, on uh, on projects, I don't advertise. I
Mm.
get my jobs based off of previous work, people that know me,
Yeah,
uh,
relationships.
relationships. That's
Yeah,
right. And the
yeah,
people that I tend to maintain a connection with are those engineers that are like-minded
yeah. I love
and
that.
that are really looking to build a better system.
Yeah, yeah. I see
It-
that. I feel it. I see where you're coming from now. I'm tracking with you.
you see, it's like when I was at the Santa Clara Valley Transportation Authority, uh, it was known that I was the person with the most traffic signal operations experience, even though I was the light rail signal supervisor over there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I got involved with a transit signal priority project.
Mm.
And there's this young company uh, called Lyt.
Mm.
And the two guys that founded the company, they were working at Tesla.
Mm.
Um, and
Elon.
yeah, close with Elon Musk.
Yeah.
So I got involved in this project, and these guys knew a lot about artificial intelligence,
Mm-hmm.
Python programming and such. But when it came to traffic signal operations, NEMA phasing, and all this kind of stuff, they just didn't have a clue.
Mm.
So they came in. I was giving them classes. So
Mm.
when I was at the Washington State Department of Transportation, like, oh, 30 years ago, I
Mm.
even developed training uh, slides
Oh,
that
wow.
talked about NEMA phasing
Oh,
and
cool.
overlaps, traffic signal coordination, preemption, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So so I started training these guys. And then one day they came into my office and they said, well, I told them that I was going to retire the next month.
Hmm.
And then they came back a couple of weeks later and they said, would you consider working for us? And I said, well, okay. So I said, okay. So I worked with them for 5 years and we developed a really robust transit signal priority system. And it's in use all over the US.
That was awesome.
And
How did you get your start in this? I know this wasn't a question, but now it's just kind of
oh,
begging. Like,
here,
how did you, how old were you
no,
when all this happened? Was it a
oh,
road trip or what, your parents or who, how did you get into this line of
well,
work?
well, okay.
If you're
So
open to share that.
I went to a high school at Don Bosco Technical Institute
Okay.
in San Gabriel,
Okay.
and it was a very rigorous curriculum. Uh, I was a metallurgy major
Mm-hmm.
there,
Mm-hmm.
and and we used to do stuff with slide rules stuff,
And
right?
this is high school, right? This is when you were in high
Yeah,
school?
high
Okay.
school. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool. In San
C
Gabriel.
scale, D scales, all this kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
Texas Instrument came up with a calculator.
Huh.
So I bought one,
Yeah.
and I took it to school and showing these guys LED screen, red LEDs, and so I became fascinated with calculators.
Mm.
And eventually, when I got into college, uh, I had a HP 48
Mm-hmm.
uh, SX
Hewlett Packard.
programmable,
Yeah.
and um, and I used to write all these programs
Oh,
for all
wow.
my civil engineering courses.
Oh, wow.
Uh,
Cool.
whether it was structural steel, concrete, open channel flow, all this kind of stuff, all the hard stuff.
And you're writing it.
Yeah, I was writing these programs. And at that time, HP had a civil engineering program where you could use their programs on the civil engineering test.
Hmm.
And so uh, I was looking at probably joining HP.
Hmm.
But during that time, these HP calculators were so advanced that like we had these little infrared printers. So you didn't even need to hook up to the printer. You could just print off your calculator
Oh, wow.
and write to the printer.
Oh, cool.
Well, there were people out there that figured out nefarious ways to employ this technology, and they'd go to the civil engineering exams, and that calculator had stacks, uh, and you could when the civil engineering exams went from written exams
Uh,
to fill in the bubble
then
for
you
the
have it all
Scantron.
right there. Yeah.
Yeah, the smart guy would put in his calculator, the question number one, C, two, D, and all this, all the way down, all the way.
Oh,
And so
wow.
all he had to do is point his calculator at the guy sitting away from him
Oh,
and
wow.
shoot him all the answers.
Yeah, share. It's
So
like our phones do now with the sharing the contact info. Just hold it and boop, boop.
so anyway, that kind of came to an end, and so I joined the Washington State Department of Transportation,
Hmm.
and I was working in construction.
Hmm.
So when, as a civil, our hard classes were the structural classes,
Hmm.
and the thermodynamics and statics and kinetics and all this kind of stuff. The traffic stuff, those were our easy classes that we could take along with our structural classes. Well, okay, so I took 2 semesters of traffic. And then when I went to work for the Washington State Department of Transportation, I worked on floating bridge project and the
Hmm.
tunnel
Hmm.
that bored through Mercer Island. And
Oh, cool.
oh, I was into that stuff.
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
liked it.
Yeah.
And so while I was there, I was put in charge of submittals, and so all of these plans that came in, submittals, we'd look at them and send them off to whoever needed to review them.
Mm,
And so I got farmed out to another construction office. At Washington State Department of Transportation, you have project engineers that are in charge of a specific project office,
mm.
and you have inspectors and different engineers and people that take care of scheduling and submittals and all this kind of stuff. So I got farmed out to a local office that was working on Highway 405 projects, and I was given a stack of structural steel drawings for a bridge, and they were done on a computer, 3D analysis. So I'm looking at this, and so, well, let's see, where do I start? Let's start at one end of the bridge and look at the other end of the bridge, and I did the distance formula, and the distance formula didn't for the bridge drawings didn't match up to the construction plans.
Mm.
So I did this a few times, and I
Yeah,
finally
just
went
make
to
sure.
this.
Yeah.
I went over to the surveyor in the office, and I
Mm.
said, "Hey, this is what I found. This doesn't look."
Yeah, a little discrepancy,
Yeah,
difference here.
and he says, I kind of suspected the same
Mm.
thing.
Mm, that's good. That's good you guys caught that.
And so at any rate, that particular project engineer that was in charge of that office, he was one of the best. I can't remember what his first name was Tom. I can't remember his last name, but
Mm.
he was going to work for another for a engineering firm,
Mm.
not state service.
Mm.
And I was going to be in that guy's office. And
Tom.
so the manager in charge of the entire project engineering program, he calls me into his office, and it was at the headquarters. Um, and he says, "Well, this guy's leaving, and we don't have another spot for you at the moment, but we'll find one." Well, I was disappointed naturally,
Mm.
and because I had done some other thing. I did a design for the support of a huge water line that serviced the city of Seattle,
Mm.
uh, and structural stuff. I was all into this mathematics stuff, and I got a call to apply for a position in traffic signal operations.
Mm.
Well, it's a promotion, right?
Mm.
So I was engineer one. Well, let's go over here and interview for this job for engineer two, and I got it.
Cool.
And so my initial plan was, well, I'll stick this out for about a year, and I want to get back into the field and, working in these on these major construction jobs. Well, it turned out that this traffic signal programming was a lot like programming the HP 48
Mm.
SX,
Your initial love that got you into it with the red background.
Oh, I'm telling you what, and we were working with 170 controllers at the time, Wapiti program, uh, Jerry Bloodgood's 139 program, 200 SX 200 program, SA, and uh, and it turned out I liked it,
Mm. Yeah, that's
and
cool.
I've been doing it ever since.
And
Doing-
I love it. That's and what if there's someone out there like high school you right a middle school or high schooler what would you this dovetails into that perfectly. What would you encouragement or what words of advice would you give to uh,
Well,
someone
I
that's thinking of
think
pursuing this?
exactly. I'm glad you asked that question because young people are the people that I really enjoy working with. Like right now, I'm working with some young engineers at King
Mm,
County Metro,
mm,
um, and I really enjoy teaching these guys how to do traffic signal programming. Alex Jurasek is the young man I'm thinking about. He's at EIT, and he's taken to this stuff like a duck to water too.
Mm,
And he's
that's cool.
interested.
Yeah.
And so when you work with people that are interested in programming and they want to pursue something that's on the technical side,
Hmm.
uh, I think that they should find somebody that is working in that field that knows demonstrates knowledge that they could gain from being around that type of person. Then it's by all means find yourself a mentor. Go to work for as an intern for an engineering firm that's working on this stuff, or maybe an agency. Take an interest in and volunteer to step up and do more to contribute to the project, which could possibly ease the burden on somebody else, whether it's writing a report on something or whatever
Yeah.
happens to be. Um, can I go out in the field with you to see what's going on at these intersections? Because it takes a certain individual to be able to go out to an intersection, open up a cabinet, and start programming a controller right there on the spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I remember when I first started, oh my gosh, what's going to happen here? Gonna
Yeah. Special
uh,
skill set.
I'm listening for screeching tires and
Mm.
broken glass and
Yeah.
crunching metal,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and but that never happened.
Mm.
And you just have to be methodical and careful about what you do, but don't be afraid to make these kind of changes on the spot.
Mm.
And those people out there in the traffic signal world, they know what I'm talking about, especially those maintenance people that go out there and have to enter this stuff. See, everybody wants to use some sort of traffic signal analysis program, whether it's Synchro, PTV, Vstro, vSim, or some of the new stuff that's coming out now. Uh, and you have to understand that garbage in equals garbage out.
Yeah. And everything. Yeah.
And so
Absolutely.
you have to have a sense of really what is appropriate timing and go out there with confidence and do your thing, put it in there. And the proof of the pudding is in your travel time studies, and you can see the rewards of your efforts when you do that kind of stuff.
And how, if someone wants to learn more about you, Patrick, and your company, how can they find you?
Oh, okay. www.deltasynergetics.com.
DeltaSynergetics.com. We'll float that across the bottom. DeltaSynergetics.com. And then I can also, if it's okay with you, I'll add your LinkedIn profile where if they can reach out
Oh,
to.
absolutely. And then I wanted to also give a shout out to my partners, Manjeet Khalsa. He was the electrical engineer that was in charge of the systems engineering on the trains and also the track circuits. So
Mm.
this guy did it all,
Oh,
you
cool.
know,
Yeah, that's
and
awesome.
he was at the VTA for 25 plus years. And before
Mm.
that, he was with Balfour Beatty. And then
Mm.
the other guy is William Ekpenyong.
Mm.
Now, he might be a little bit embarrassed by me saying this in public, but he's also a chief of a tribe in Nigeria.
Oh, wow.
And
That's cool.
but he's been working over here in the U.S. Uh, for years. He worked for the VTA for 10 years. He was the track supervisor, and before that, he worked 20 years with UP Rail. And so we all have a love of what we do, and the delta is the change. The synergetics is all of us coming together.
I love that. And there's three of you, probably with close to 100 years of experience, then it sounds like.
Yeah,
That's
that's right. That's
That's
right.
amazing. Well, Pat, thank you so much, sir, for sharing your experience, your wisdom, and your servant heart. You're a servant leader because you're talking about volunteering and being a mentor and helping the next generation. So thank you for doing what you're doing.
Well, thank you, Mike. It's a pleasure.
Wherever people go, one signal at a time, one project, one design, making tomorrow brighter than today. They're building better communities, keeping families safe on every street, helping traffic move, helping dreams come true, making life a little easier for me and you. And